1. Whoever does not miss the Soviet Union has no heart. Whoever wants it back has no brain. 2. Sometimes it is necessary to be lonely in order to prove that you are right. 3. I have a private life in which I do not permit interference. It must be respected. 4. Stalinism is linked with a cult of personality and massive violations of the law, with repression in camps. There is nothing like that in Russia and, I hope, will never again be. 5. One has to be insincere and promise something which you cannot fulfill. So you either have to be a fool who does not understand what you are promising, or deliberately be lying. 6. I think the international community should unite to fight such inhuman phenomena as terror attacks and the murder of totally innocent people. 7. The centuries-old history and culture of India, majestic architectural monuments, and museums of Delhi, Agra and Mumbai have a unique attractive force. 8. I was brought up in a very ordinary family, in fact, a worker's family. Both my father and mother were ordinary citizens. 9. He who does not regret the breakup of the Soviet Union has no heart. He who wants to revive it in its previous form has no head. 10. The ability to compromise is not a diplomatic politeness toward a partner but rather taking into account and respecting your partner's legitimate interests. 11. Russian democracy is the power of the Russian people with their own traditions of national self-government, and not the realization of standards foisted on us from outside. 12. Political activities in Russia should be as transparent as possible. Financing political activities from abroad is something the state should keep an eye on. 13. Terrorism has once again shown it is prepared deliberately to stop at nothing in creating human victims. An end must be put to this. As never before, it is vital to unite forces of the entire world community against terror. 14. I think every person should have some faith inside him, in his heart. What matters is not an external display of this faith, but the inner state of the soul. 15. You need to put drones under control. You need to lay out certain rules of engagement in order to prevent or minimize collateral casualties. It is extremely important. 16. At last, Russia has returned to the world arena as a strong state, a country that others heed, and that can stand up for itself. 17. How does one control weight? By not overeating. How does one stay in shape? One plays sports. There are no magic pills here. 18. The Russian people have unilaterally made their choice in direction of democracy in the early 90s. They will not be led astray. Nobody should be having any doubts. 19. In the modern world, those who are weak will get unambiguous advice from foreign visitors which way to go and what policy course to pursue. 20. It's Russia some people would like to get rid of. They are still afraid of our nuclear deterrent. We have our own foreign policy, whether they like it or not. 21. In accordance with the Constitution of the Russian Federation, the issues of foreign policy and defense are fully in the hands of the President. 22. The Eurasian Union is a project meant to preserve the identities of nations and the historic Eurasian community in the new century, in a new world. 23. It is wrong to make anyone into an enemy. It is wrong to scare the people of one's own country with that enemy, and try to rally some allies on that basis. 24. I see that not everyone in the West has understood that the Soviet Union has disappeared from the political map of the world and that a new country has emerged with new humanist and ideological principles at the foundation of its existence. 25. If the nation is not capable of preserving itself and reproducing, if it loses its vital bearings and ideals, then it doesn't need foreign enemies. It will fall apart on its own. 26. All attempts to appease the Nazis between 1934 and 1939 through various agreements and pacts were morally unacceptable and politically senseless, harmful and dangerous. 27. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that in Russia, unlike in 1/3 of the world's countries, being gay is not a crime. 28. History proves that all dictatorships, all authoritarian forms of government are transient. Only democratic systems are not transient. Whatever the shortcomings, mankind has not devised anything superior.